So first of all, I want to do a short game. So I will give you a question, and in this question you have two answers, and you have to choose between one of those answers.
Okay.
So, do you wet your gloves before training or game, or leave them dry?
Wet, but not too much.
Okay.
A little bit.
Do you tape your fingers, or do you use gloves with finger protection?
Not. Both of them I'm not a fan of. I didn't tape my fingers and I didn't use finger protection.
Okay, so you never had any finger injury?
For a lot, but I prefer full natural.
All right, okay, I see. Goalkeeper training or team training?
Depends on the exercise.
Okay. Okay. Before a game, do you meditate or do you need some kind of rest, or do you need power music to push yourself?
Power music.
Okay. During the game, loud communication with your defense players, or do you lead them calm and quiet?
No, not calm and quiet, loud.
Okay, loud. And the last question, a spectacular save or a successful 101 block?
Spectacular save.
Okay, yeah. That's what the most keepers will answer.
Yeah.
All right. So right now you're a goalkeeper coach, right?
Yes, I started this season.
Okay.
I'm the goalkeeper coach of the young team of PSV Eindhoven,
Mhm.
so that's the under 23s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me it's the first job as a coach,
Mhm.
something totally new in my career,
Mhm.
but the first step in a new career.
All right. And when did you decide to become a goalkeeper coach?
The moment they offered me the job.
Okay. So you never had something in mind like this before?
No, like it's not that I knew that if I quit football that I was sure to become a coach.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I would do something within football,
Mm-hmm.
but that could be a whole lot of other things as well.
All right.
So it wasn't like, okay, I know like when I stop I will be a goalkeeper coach.
Oh.
No, but when they offered me the job, I knew that this was at that moment the right decision to make.
All right. Okay. And before you are a goalkeeper coach, at what age did you decide to become a goalkeeper?
I started when I was 9.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing for an amateur team in my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 8 years old, I was participating a talent plan of Ajax. And from there on, a year later, they took me in and I moved to the youth of Ajax.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you stayed there until the age of 18, 19?
No, I left Ajax when I was 16.
Okay.
I left to go and play for Heerenveen.
Mm-hmm.
I signed my first contract when I was 16 there. So for me back then it was a big step because I was used to Ajax. I played there for 7 years. But Heerenveen offered me a contract and I decided to sign and move to Heerenveen.
Mm-hmm. All right. And so you made your first professional game at the age of 16, 17, something like that.
This was my first
contract.
Professional contract, and I made my debut when I think I was 21.
Okay. And you played for many teams. Which team was the most exciting team you played for?
I think, well, FC in Cyprus.
All right. Okay. So why especially that team?
First of all, because I played Champions League with them. I played there for 5 years, 2015 until 2020. We had 5 very good years. I became champion 4 or 5 times. I played that. I'm not sure, 5 or 6 seasons. So yeah, we played almost every year. We played in Europe with a very nice round of Champions League where we played Real Madrid, Dortmund, and Tottenham Hotspur.
All right. So very important games for you and your career,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
yes.
And how was that moment when you played against, for example, Real Madrid or Borussia Dortmund?
I think the game against Real Madrid was the first one in a very long time that I was nervous again. Like the night before we were in the hotel, we played the first game we played away, and I remember that this was the first time after many years that I was like nervous for a game. I haven't had that for years, but that game, yeah, was very special.
Okay, and how did you handle that kind of nervosity?
I think I in my career, in my life, I played the best games when I was nervous.
Okay.
So this makes me sharp.
Okay. Did these kind of games changed you in your, let's say, behavior or in your goalkeeper playing or in your attitude?
No. I think I've always stayed the same within my own personality, character-wise, but also playing-wise in football. You learn, but I didn't change many things. Like, look, when you learn, you change things.
Yes, for sure.
But in a good way, at least for me. But these games, I played them when I was a bit older. So, you know, when you're older, you already made your career. You're already growing up. So, no, I didn't change many things after these games.
Okay. Did you have role models, any goalkeeper or any coach?
No.
No.
No, well, not goalkeepers. I really had a very good connection with a goalkeeper coach that I had in Apoel also. Eduardo, Spanish goalkeeper coach. We had a really good connection, and also with him, after many years, I felt that he changed my style a bit in a good way.
Okay, interesting. And what and in what kind of way did he change your style?
I was always an attacking goalkeeper, something that he liked as well, but more my position, staying more on your toes when the game, the ball is coming closer. Your natural behavior is like going back.
Yeah.
And this is what I had, but he was on top of it since day one. We worked a year on this topic, and I think this helped me a lot.
All right. Interesting. Okay. And did you have any mental preparation before games?
No, nothing special.
Nothing special. Okay, because when I ask other goalkeepers, for example, they say, "Okay, at first I put on my right glove, then my left glove, and then my right foot shoe."
This is something that I had. Like I always put on my left glove first because I'm right-handed, so it's easier with left, right. Yeah, left. Yeah, I always put my left glove on, and I think my left shoe first. I tie my left shoe first.
All right. Okay.
But this was not something like that I had to do because otherwise I didn't feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a behavior, but nothing. I also do it when I put on my normal shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I always put left first and then right. I don't know why, but this is automatically, but not if I don't do this, I don't feel well.
Yeah. Right. And did you have a moment where you weren't that good, and what did you do to handle it?
Yes, of course. I think we all have these kind of moments. What do? Yeah, you try to stay focused. You talk to people. It's easy now to say that you train harder, but sometimes I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's not that I gave up, but I just, didn't feel like working harder. But in the end, you know that you have to work harder to come back in a good shape. So in the end, you will do it. But it's too easy to say that, I worked harder.
Mm.
I did, but sometimes it was really hard, or I just didn't feel like. And then you're in a different mindset. And the older you get, the more experience you get, and you understand that, okay, this is what I have to do.
Last week I talked to another professional goalkeeper, Jens Grahl, maybe you know him. And he told me that especially the footballers had to train their mind, especially the goalkeepers, but they do not train their mind at all.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
I think we can still make very big steps within these things in football.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But find someone, find a team, find a coach that is willing to work on these things.
Yeah.
Even players, they think they can do everything with their talent. But there is more and more coming. There's more and more pressure. There is more and more people having an opinion about you. So the work, it's getting harder. It's getting more difficult to do your job.
So do you have any kind of tip for young goalkeepers to handle with this pressure?
It's difficult to give tips on, let's say, mental health because I haven't studied for it. Mm-hmm. I can talk from my own experience, but this doesn't mean that what I did will help someone else. I'm, from myself, a very calm person. I don't like stress. I don't like to think about too many things. So for me, to stress me out will take a lot. Okay. And what I said, if I'm nervous, I have a better game or a better training, or when I'm angry in the training, I gave more. Mm-hmm. Okay. But will this help? Will this be the same for someone else? For someone that is overthinking? I do not overthink. For me, it doesn't matter. A lot of things, they don't matter to me. Mm-hmm. But if you compare with if I talk to other players, whatever they think, they overthink. And if I have to give them tips, it's not the same because they don't have the same character. They don't have the same mindset as I do. So I think it's very difficult to give really good tips just by without studying. Mm-hmm. Right, because every person is different. Yeah, it's different. And of course, I can explain what I did. I most of the time I always stayed calm. I went back to myself. I also do not talk a lot about if I have problems or think about things. I try to solve them myself. It is good to talk to someone else that can help you or thinks different about that particular situation. But yeah, I think it's hard to give really good tips about these subjects.
Yeah, I understand. Yes. So, as the goalkeeper, you should lead your defense or your players in front of you. How can you do that? Only by talking, only by training, or what can you do to lead your defense very well?
Everything starts with preparation. Because if you're prepared well, it makes everything easier. So within trainings, you have to talk to them. Before a game, before a training, you have to talk to them. If you're a professional player or someone that is playing in a loud enforcement, like in a stadium, you can scream whatever you want, but they will not hear you. So you have to prepare yourself and your teammates before situations like this. And then so you can talk to them, but you can also point out things. For example, if you want a ball back, which leg they should play the ball, with hands gestures. It's use everything within your power to make it easier for yourself. And if you're talking to your defense for, let's say, amateur goalkeepers or goalkeepers that are, if you're playing in a stadium like 2,000-3,000 people, then it's easier. Then you should talk to your defenders because this will make your job easier.
So it's a kind of building trust to your defenders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And let's say, did you have a strong trust to any defense player or to every defense player, or did it depend on the team?
It depends on the team. It depends on the way of playing. It depends on the defender. The one is better than the other one. I played with some very good ones. I played with some that are maybe not so good, or they were good for that level. But if you're stepping up, you need better ones. So yeah, it depends.
Okay. And let's talk about your motivation. You had you had strong other goalkeepers in your team, and sometimes you were the second goalkeeper. How did you stay focused and motivated to say, yes, I will give 100% and to convince my goalkeeper coach or to convince my coach that I will play? How did you do that?
Because my goal was always to play. So that was the motivation. If you're second goalkeeper, if you're becoming second goalkeeper, or you're brought in as a second goalkeeper, the motivation was to be first. So there is no other motivation needed, I think.
Yeah. And yet now the last few years in PSV, you were something like, let's say, a goalkeeper coach for the others, or a motivator for the others. Am I right?
Like when I signed, they told me you will be a third goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So I did everything. I was just part of the team. I went everywhere. I did every training. But I was the oldest one of the team, the most experienced goalkeeper. So I had also another job, let's say.
Yeah.
But this is something that went for me quite natural.
Yeah.
I didn't have to think too much about it.
Okay. So to give your kind of experience to the younger goalkeeper, to the younger players, and
yes.
All right. Nice. Yes. Very nice. Yeah. So what's the best advice you received as a player and that you can give to other players?
Honestly, I cannot think of something so quick. But an advice that I would give is like, enjoy the game.
All right.
Don't think too much. Don't stress too much about losing a game, making a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. You're only getting better by making mistakes. So just do your thing, make a mistake, learn from it, and continue. It's not the end of the world. And from these mistakes, you are getting a better athlete. You're getting a better person. You're learning. You're developing yourself.
And getting stronger in your mind too.
Yes. Yeah. Don't be scared to make mistakes.
Yeah. All right.
Be scared not to make mistakes.
Okay. And final thoughts. Which goalkeepers or goalkeeper will dominate in the next years, in your opinion? So there are very young goalkeepers right now in big clubs.
To be honest, I also saw this in my career. It's very difficult to have an opinion about someone without knowing this person. It's very easy for people to talk about players, to talk about goalkeepers or whatever, but you don't know what their capabilities are. You do not work with them every day. But if I have to say from what I see from TV, who will dominate? Yeah. Actually, you would say one of the Chelsea goalkeepers, because they have, I think, almost 11 and nine young ones.
Which is very crazy.
They spend a lot of money for.
Yeah.
But yeah. For me, Donnarumma is still one of, it's...
He's still young.
Yes, it's not really my type of goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But if you look at how long he's already there and how long he still has to go, I think this is one of the, the biggest one there is now and for in the future.
What about Bart Verbruggen?
I like him, but I only know him from the Dutch national team. I think he did a very good tournament. So I think he's doing well in the Premier League as well. So he has a bright future.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of one person who comes in my mind too. Bart Verbruggen, Donnarumma, and Gregor Kobel, for example, of Switzerland, and so they are young and they're very good. And
I think also like this, the second goalkeeper of Holland, Mark Vlekken, is also.
Yes, right.
I worked with him in Alemannia, Aachen. And back then you could already see that he had something.
Yeah.
But that it turned out to be, this good. I had no idea, but I think he's good with his feet. He has a good body. He's strong on the line, strong in the air. I think you have some good goalkeepers.
Yeah, right. Yes, I saw him when he was playing for Freiburg. Yes.
Yeah, plus they already showed it like in the bigger competitions. In the Bundesliga, in the Premier League. So, yeah.
Okay. And final question, what is the difference between, let's say you played in Aachen, between the German Bundesliga, the Eredivisie, and the league in Cyprus? What is the difference?
In Holland we all like to play football, so it's very, very tactical, mostly technical. All the teams they want to play, even the smaller teams. In Germany it was much more physic. Second Bundesliga, but a very good level, strong level. And Cyprus was there. We only had like 4 or 5 teams that were strong. All the other teams, you knew that okay, you were gonna win. So this was a lot of foreign players also. Different type of football. It really was depending on what kind of coach you had there. Like there is not really a style of playing for a team. No, it depended on what coach did you had, what was his way of playing, and this was the way the team played.
Okay, I see. All right, so that were my questions. Thank you, first of all, for your time and your...
No problem, you're welcome.
Yeah.